listening to all the conversations about today and in the last few weeks, and thinking, where does the modern mind come from? So I'll start from the origin. Ramesh was my younger cousins, and one of my older cousins, Veena, would remember. So I was born in Delhi, and then the parents moved to North Africa, and I was not very smart, a bit retarded. So they said he can't manage many languages. So they spoke French to me for 5 years. Only French. French in school, French at home, only French. And then my mother said, no, but he doesn't know anything about India, so he brought me back to Hanuman Road in Delhi and positioned me there. And so there's this boy who is 6.5, who only knows French, who was put in a school in Delhi, and that was my sort of cluttered mind that I began with. And then on the bus, they used to call me Madrasi. Here I was, transplanted from North Africa back to Delhi, speaking French, and called Madrasi in the bus. So this sort of identity complex has stayed for a long time. Then I get to, then I was just finishing school, and Balraj, I don't know if you remember Balraj. And he was the principal of Bishop Cotton's, and he said, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to do medicine. He said, people like you don't do medicine. So then I asked him, what do I do? He said, no, we don't do medicine. So I didn't know what to do. So I went and joined medicine. And the only reason I got into medicine was because I had cycled for Karnataka, and there were bonus points in St. John's for people who had cycled. So I got into, I don't know how many of you know this, I got into medicine. So I started doing medicine and then got interested in research. And then Dr. Prakash Shetty, who was my physiology mentor, said, and Dr. Nandakumar Jaram, who was a surgeon, said, no, you're not cut out for medicine, you go do research. So, and there were some circumstances. I said, what research should I do? They said, you do microbiology. So I said, I'll do microbiology. And then it so happened that I didn't get a position in microbiology, so Dr. Prakash Shetty wrote to Dr. Ved Siddiqui, and I went off to Bombay to do molecular biology. And then in 1992, they were starting this new center in NCBS, and there was Dr. Bobby Cherai, who was my senior in postdoc that I was doing a lab in Boston. And Bobby had been offered a position in the microbiology department at IISc, and he turned it down. And the day he turned it down, I walked into that department. So they said, no, we just turned down a medic, so we'll offer it to you. And so I was offered a position in IISc, and that helped me get a position in NCBS because they were starting this center and they wanted a medic and so on. So really the journey has been very sort of cluttered and accidental. If you had asked me 30 years ago that would I be associated with an Ayurveda institution, I would have probably said no. I don't know how many of you know that my grandfather was one of the most well-known Ayurvedic physicians in Mysore state. In the princely district of old Mysore, Nanjanur Halpuri, as it was known, Nanjanur tooth powder was, you woke up in the morning and brushed your teeth with Nanjanur tooth powder. So it's very much part of my culture. It's about 112 years old company, and if we do this again, which we should in some form or the other, we do it in Nanjanur, so that you can get a sense of things. So it's been a very cluttered journey, and I often wondered, but if you're so cluttered and you're not part of the system, you're not mainstream in many ways, part of academies and this and that, you still have something to contribute. I think there is a space to contribute for people who have not been part of it. So just a very quick slide. So I think before I show you the slides, I think I would encourage you to